text of a press conference by the Coalition for Nigeria movement on the statement credited to the International Criminal Court alleging that the armed forces of Nigeria would be tried for crimes against humanity and war crimes. This press conference is scheduled on the overarching objective on informing Nigerians of the plots by the International Criminal Court ICC and its cohorts to prolong the war against insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria. The Coalition for Nigeria movement, having dissected the issues raised and canvassed by the ICC, wishes to state that the position of the ICC is laced with mischief and an agenda well-intentioned to cause international embarrassment to the government of Nigeria by discrediting the noble gains recorded by the armed forces in Nigeria in the war against insurgency and terrorism in the country. The Coalition for Nigeria movement wishes to state in unequivocal terms that there is a high tendency Amnesty International has conscripted the ICC to discredit the efforts of the armed forces of Nigeria in the prosecution of the war against insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria. This is on the heels that whenever the armed forces are recording substantial gains in the war against insurgency and terrorism, the promoters and sympathizers of terrorists and insurgent groups in Nigeria will do all within their means to distract the armed forces by making unsubstantiated allegations in the public space. It must also be stated that Amnesty International is one of such organizations that has been notoriously involved in this enterprise. We are therefore constrained to believe that since the activities of Amnesty International has been exposed the use of proxies to continue their nefarious activities is responsible for the recent enterprise of the ICC on behalf of Amnesty International. The Coalition for Nigeria movement is convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that the position of the ICC with regards to the operations of the armed forces of Nigeria is indeed the voice of Jacob and the hand of Israel. The Coalition for Nigeria movement is using this medium to sound a note of warning to those vested interests that are keen on prolonging the war against insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria to desist from their nefarious ways, as the armed forces of Nigeria have the full support of Nigerians. The Coalition for Nigeria movement is therefore encouraging the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to remain focused in the task of clearing the remnants of the Boko Haram terrorist groups in the country. We are also charging the troops to refuse to be discouraged by the slander campaign launched by some unscrupulous elements hell-bent on causing a distraction so that the already degraded insurgent elements can regroup or to prolong the war against insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria. Consequently, the ICC must recant and refrain and redeem its credibility by apologizing to Nigerians that it erred substantially on its statement on the operations of Nigeria in the prosecution of the war against insurgency and terrorism. The ICC must not look further in identifying the promoters of terrorism, such as Amnesty International, and begin its prosecution for crimes against humanity. This is indeed what is expected from the ICC, instead of forming an unholy alliance with notorious groups to prolong the war against insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria systematically.